After 60, your legs could be quietly collapsing, and most seniors have no clue it's because of what's in their fruit bowl. That's right, shrinking thighs, squishier calves, and wobbly balance may all start there. The NIH says 1 in 3 people over 65 already suffer from sarcopenia, the sneaky age-related loss of muscle. And brand new 2025 research reveals some fruits actually speed it up by spiking blood sugar, breaking down collagen, and fueling inflammation, the exact combo that eats away lower body strength. One of these fruits alone can boost your fall risk by 280%. And it's probably in your fridge right now. In this video, we're ranking the 7 worst fruits for your legs, from mildly risky to shockingly destructive. Don't miss number 3. It's been tied to dangerous calcium loss and a triple jump in muscle fatigue. This isn't hype. Every claim is backed by peer-reviewed science. Links below. Before we get started, drop a comment. What fruit do you eat most often? We'll reply and let you know if it's helping or quietly hurting your leg strength. We're reading every single comment. Let's dive in. All right, without wasting another second, let's get into fruit number 7. And chances are, most seniors are eating this first thing in the morning. Number 7 is watermelon. Sure, it looks harmless. It's juicy, refreshing, low in calories. Perfect, right? Not so fast. For aging adults, watermelon hides a nasty downside. Its glycemic index is a sky-high 80. That means it sends sugar rushing into your bloodstream even faster than white bread. Your insulin spikes to handle the flood, then crashes, leaving your muscles starved for steady fuel. If your legs are already fighting to hold on to strength, this roller coaster only makes things worse. But that's not the only problem. Watermelon is about 92% water. Sounds hydrating, but it's nearly empty when it comes to nutrients your muscles crave, like magnesium, calcium, or protein. Worse still, it's loaded with fructose, a sugar that your liver has to process. For many seniors already dealing with a fatty liver, which is more common than you think, that extra fructose drives up inflammation and insulin resistance, meaning less glucose reaches your muscles when they need it most. The result? Slower recovery, more fatigue, and legs that gradually thin and weaken. A 2019 study in nutrients followed over 1,000 older adults and found that higher fructose intake, especially from fruits like watermelon that offer little nutritional backup, was linked to slower walking speeds and weaker grip strength. Not a great combo if you're hoping to stay steady on your feet. So does that mean you need to ban watermelon forever? But portion control is critical. A couple of cubes on a hot day is fine. Just don't turn it into your daily snack, and never eat it solo on an empty stomach. Always pair it with some protein or healthy fat, like Greek yogurt or a handful of almonds, to soften that sugar hit. Next up, let's move on to a sneaky culprit that might look even healthier, but could be quietly stealing your leg strength glass by glass. Number 6 is fruit juice. Yes, even the ones that brag about being 100% natural or with no sugar added. Once you hit your 60s, your body doesn't handle sugar the way it used to. When fruit gets juiced, its fiber is completely stripped out. And that fiber isn't just fluff. It's the critical barrier that slows how fast sugar enters your bloodstream. Without it, even the natural sugar in fruit becomes a fast-moving glucose bomb that hits your system in minutes. Your blood sugar soars, insulin overreacts, and your muscles get robbed of the steady stream of fuel they need to stay strong. Instead, you kick off a cycle of insulin resistance, chronic inflammation, and faster muscle breakdown, especially in your legs. A 2021 study in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism tracked seniors over 65 who regularly drank fruit juice. The findings were eye-opening. They had higher fasting blood sugar, were more insulin-resistant, and lost leg muscle at a noticeably faster rate than those who stuck to whole fruits. What's worse is this isn't just about grocery store cartons loaded with additives. Even fresh-pressed, organic, cold-pressed juice at home hits your bloodstream the same way, because without the fiber, the sugar still rushes in unchecked. And because liquid sugar slips right past your stomach's fullness sensors, you end up consuming far more than you would by just eating a piece of fruit, without ever feeling truly satisfied. That extra sugar often gets stored as belly fat, which stirs up more inflammation and puts direct strain on the muscles that matter most for stability: your quads, glutes, and calves. No wonder so many older adults who drink juice regularly complain of stiff legs, wobbly steps, or unexplained fatigue in their lower body. To keep your leg strength intact, swap out juice entirely. Skip the orange, apple, grape, or fancy blends. No exceptions. Eat whole fruits instead, skin on if possible, and pair them with some nuts or yogurt to slow digestion. And if you're craving something bright and refreshing, try water infused with lemon, mint, or cucumber. It's got all the flavor without the sugar spike. Because after 60, your muscles just can't afford another day of glucose overload. And every sip of fruit juice, no matter how pure it claims to be, is quietly stealing your leg power. Up next, we'll tackle a fruit that's even trickier, often marketed as heart-healthy, but loaded with compounds that can drain your potassium, strain your joints, and undercut your stability. Stick with us. All right, let's keep rolling. Number 5 is canned fruit in syrup, and it might be sitting in your pantry right now. It's easily one of the worst fruit choices for seniors. Not only is the fruit itself stripped of its natural fiber, it's also soaked in heavy syrup loaded with high fructose corn syrup or refined sugars. That transforms it from a simple snack into a sugar bomb that does real harm, spiking insulin, adding belly fat, and driving up chronic inflammation. For aging adults, that's a recipe for disaster. Your leg muscles are already shrinking with age, your joints are naturally wearing down, and every extra sugar hit pushes things further in the wrong direction. When you keep reaching for canned peaches or syrupy pears, it becomes a perfect storm of fatigue, cartilage loss, and instability when you walk. A major 2020 study in nutrients found older adults who ate canned fruit more than twice a week had a 38% higher risk of developing mobility limitations. Why? Because those relentless sugar surges damage mitochondria, the tiny energy engines inside your muscle cells. When mitochondria break down, your muscles can't repair or energize properly, so strength fades faster. And since there's no fiber left to slow the sugar spike, the syrup hits your system hard, forcing your pancreas into constant overdrive. Even worse, canned fruits are typically peeled, heated, and soaked, stripping out critical nutrients like vitamin C, potassium, and folate, all key for collagen, muscle coordination, and bone protection. So while that label might proudly say peaches or fruit cocktail, what you're actually getting is basically soft sugar water that stirs up inflammation and leaves your legs weaker every day. If you've been grabbing canned fruit thinking it's a healthy treat, it's time to rethink. Opt for fresh whole fruits or plain frozen ones with zero added sugar. Always check the label. If it says in syrup, your legs are paying for it. Next, let's move on to a dried fruit that's been marketed as a health staple for decades, but might be quietly torching your leg strength. Number 4 is raisins. They look harmless, right? Tiny, chewy, sitting in every so-called healthy snack aisle. But for seniors, raisins can be one of the sneakiest threats to your legs and mobility. Why? Because they're essentially sugar bombs in disguise. When grapes dry into raisins, they lose almost all their water and much of their fiber. That means their natural sugars hit your bloodstream fast, like a handful of candy. After 60, your body's ability to handle glucose slows way down. Your pancreas isn't as sharp, your muscle cells grow more insulin resistant, and without water or fiber to cushion the blow, raisins trigger massive blood sugar spikes. A study in the Journal of Gerontology showed that adults over 60 who had higher glucose spikes after meals ended up with significantly weaker leg strength and slower walking speeds. Those repeated sugar floods accelerate muscle loss and wear down nerves that keep your legs responsive. But it's not just about the sugar rush. Raisins are also packed with compounds called advanced glycation end products, AGEs. These form when sugars latch onto proteins in your body, especially collagen in your muscles and joints. AGEs stiffen your connective tissues, sap muscle elasticity, and ramp up inflammation in your knees, hips, and ankles. That means every step takes more effort, and your risk of falls climbs. Adding insult to injury, most commercial raisins are processed with vegetable oils or sulfites. These can irritate your gut lining and fuel low-grade inflammation that spreads throughout your body, including to the tiny stabilizer muscles that help you stay upright. So if you're sprinkling raisins on oatmeal, mixing them into muffins, or munching them straight from the bag, your legs could be paying a silent price. If you're craving something sweet and chewy, swap raisins for slices of fresh apple with a dab of almond butter, or grab a handful of blueberries. They're packed with antioxidants that actually help protect your muscles rather than tear them down. Up next, we'll tackle a tropical fruit that looks like pure health on the outside, but could be secretly draining your nerves and stealing your leg power from the inside out. Stay with me. All right, on to number 3, pineapple. It's sweet, juicy, and often praised as a cleansing fruit. But if you're over 60 and eating pineapple regularly, it could be quietly undermining your leg strength. Pineapple packs one of the highest fructose loads per serving of any common fruit. Unlike glucose, fructose doesn't go straight into your bloodstream for energy. It first has to be processed by your liver, and in older adults, that process slows down and becomes less efficient, creating bigger problems than most realize. Here's why it matters. When your liver gets overwhelmed by too much fructose, like from frequent pineapple, it starts converting that excess into fat. This builds up into something called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, an AFLD, which now impacts over 60% of seniors with diabetes or prediabetes. A fatty liver can't regulate or store glucose properly, setting off a chain reaction, insulin resistance, persistent inflammation, and nutrients failing to reach your muscles. The end result? Thinning leg muscles, slower recovery after simple activities, and rapid declines in mobility. And it gets trickier. Pineapple's glycemic index is close to 60, much higher than berries or citrus. That means it sends sugar surging into your blood quickly, driving up insulin and then leaving you crashing, fatigued, and prone to nerve and vessel damage in your legs and feet. Now some people point to bromelain, an enzyme in pineapple often touted for its anti-inflammatory perks. But the truth is, research shows its benefits in older adults are mild at best and easily overshadowed by the heavy sugar load, especially if you're eating pineapple canned or juiced. Most seniors simply get more sugar than protection from each bite. If you crave something tropical, try papaya instead. It's lower in sugar, higher in fiber, and actually shown to calm inflammation in people with diabetes. But pineapple after 60? It's one of the fastest ways to drain your leg power, bite by sweet bite. Before we roll on, if this video's been eye-opening, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. That way, you won't miss more deep dives like this that help keep you moving strong. Now let's look at number 2, overripe mango. It might be called the king of fruits, but for seniors, it can quietly become a serious threat to leg strength, especially when it's soft and syrupy. Just 1 cup of ripe mango slices can have over 45 grams of sugar. That's more than a can of soda. And while it's natural, your aging body still handles that sugar like candy, without enough fiber left to slow it down. So what happens? Your blood sugar rockets up, insulin follows, inflammation takes off, and muscle breakdown kicks in. New studies show high fructose fruits like overripe mango accelerate glycation. That's where sugars latch onto collagen and literally stiffen it. That's the very protein your joints rely on for cushioning and flexibility. A 2021 study in Frontiers in Endocrinology found seniors consuming more high-fructose fruits saw leg muscle density drop by 32% and their walking speed noticeably slow in just weeks. Even worse, fructose triggers advanced glycation end products, AGEs, that inflame nerves and connective tissues around your joints. That means stiffer knees, heavier legs, and a higher risk of stumbling. Mango might look like a fresh treat, but the riper it gets, the more it turns into a sugar bomb, no longer a health food. For anyone already dealing with shaky knees, tingling legs, or longer recovery after simple activities, that's like pouring gasoline on a smoldering fire. If you absolutely love mango, eat it before it softens, and always pair it with stabilizers like Greek yogurt, walnuts, or ground flax seeds to blunt the sugar surge. But if your balance is already slipping, or you feel your legs aren't what they used to be, it might be wise to pass on mango altogether. Your knees will quietly thank you. Next up, we'll reveal a fruit that's soft, sweet, often marketed as heart-healthy. But for keeping your legs strong and steady, it's the worst of them all. Bananas. They're soft, sweet, and hyped as the ultimate health snack, but if you're over 60, they could be quietly draining your leg strength. It's not that bananas are outright unhealthy. It's how they work in aging bodies already dealing with slower metabolism, creeping insulin resistance, and chronic low-grade inflammation. Here's the kicker. Bananas have a high glycemic load. A ripe banana can spike your blood sugar nearly as fast as soda because its natural sugars, glucose and fructose, are quickly absorbed, with little fiber left to slow the rush. That sends insulin soaring, and over time, these constant sugar-insulin swings weaken muscle fibers, drive fat around your hips and thighs, and make it harder for muscles to pull in glucose for energy. The result? Heavier legs, slower steps, and muscle that struggles to bounce back. A 2019 study in Frontiers in Endocrinology tracked older adults and found that diets high in glycemic load, meaning foods that rapidly elevate blood sugar, led to notably weaker quads, poor balance, and faster muscle fatigue, even when calories were modest. Those quick sugars were the main culprits. Bananas also miss out on key muscle protectors like amino acids and magnesium, which are essential for strong contractions and smooth nerve signals. And while people love bananas for potassium, too much potassium from food can backfire if your kidneys aren't filtering like they used to, leading to cramping, fatigue, and sluggish movement, all more common after 60. Don't worry, you don't have to ban bananas. Just be smarter about them. Choose firm, slightly green bananas. They're higher in resistant starch, which digests slowly and doesn't spike blood sugar as fast. And never eat bananas alone. Pair with peanut butter or a handful of walnuts to steady your glucose. Now you see the pattern. These 7 fruits might look innocent, even healthy, but they quietly sabotage collagen, fuel inflammation, and chip away at the leg strength you need to stay independent. If your knees ache, your legs tire easily, or your balance is off, the real problem could be hiding right in your fruit bowl. So here's your challenge. Take a hard look at your kitchen today. Check your fridge, read your labels, and start choosing fruits that actually protect aging muscles. Every smart swap helps you move better tomorrow. And before you go, drop a comment. Which fruit shocked you most, and which are you cutting first? We read every single one, and we're here to help. And before you go, if this video helped you see your fruit bowl in a whole new light, give it a quick like and share it with a friend or family member who needs stronger legs too. It might seem small, but the algorithm only pushes this life-changing info out to more seniors if you like, and share. So you're literally helping others protect their independence with one tap. And of course, don't forget to subscribe for more real research-backed health tips, because your legs, your joints, and your freedom deserve it.